Students, families, counselors, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us for the New Jersey ACAC Virtual College Fair. We are so thrilled that you are joining us for this session with some amazing institutions. A few housekeeping items before we jump into our institutions. First, the format of today's college fair is a 6x6. We've got 5 colleges in this session. They will each be presenting on their institution for about 6 minutes, everything you need to know about their institution within that time period. And at the very end, we've got a few extra minutes where we're going to answer some general questions for you that you may have for these different institutions. Your cameras and your microphones are turned off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. So make sure that if you do have any questions, you can just type them in through that Q&A button. If you have general questions, you can submit them, and all of our colleges are here to answer those questions. Or if you have a more specific question, make sure you at them in your question. So you may ask, how many of you have basketball? And in which case, all 5 colleges can answer your question. Or you may ask a very specific question, hey, Wilkes University, tell me about your psychology major, in which case Wilkes University will simply answer your question instead. This is the second hour of the 3-hour college fair, so we encourage you to check out the last group of sessions that are happening in the last hour. And finally, we are recording this session, and all of the New Jersey programs have been recorded, and they will all be posted tomorrow at strivescan.com/New Jersey. We have done not just this 6x6 college fair for New Jersey students, but also some panel topics about the college search process, about STEM majors, about applying undecided, campus visits. You can watch all of those recordings at strivescan.com/New Jersey. This is the order of the sessions for today. We will have, we are in that bottom right corner there. We will have Wilkes University, followed by Immaculata University, then the University of Wisconsin-Madison, the University of Toledo, and University of Tennessee is going to round us out, actually. So a different order than what you see on the screen here, but that will be the order that we will give. And with that, I'm going to encourage my colleague from Wilkes University, go ahead and grab screen share. We're going to start this college tour by going to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. So we're going to leave the Garden State, head over to the Keystone State, and we're going to learn about Wilkes University. Go ahead and take it away, Maureen.
Thank you, Zach. What a wonderful introduction. Hi, everybody. My name is Maureen Iskra. I am the admissions counselor for New Jersey. Wilkes, also a 2010 graduate of our communications program. So a little bit about Wilkes University. We are a small private university in northeastern Pennsylvania. We have about 2,200 undergrad from 31 states and 15 countries. Our average class size is about 21. We have a 12-to-1 faculty-student ratio, and we have 45 different majors across 6 different schools. So a lot of options to choose from in the sciences, pre-professional, liberal arts, business, education, nursing, pharmacy, lots of different programs. As I mentioned, we are a smaller university, but we are in a city of about 40,000. So it's by no means New York City or Philadelphia, but it's also not middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. We have about 40,000 residents. Right next to campus is outside activities, outdoor activities like hiking, biking, fishing, kayaking on the river. There's a lot of really cool things to do, but then you can also go downtown to the movie theater. We have the local performing arts center. There's a lot of shops, restaurants, coffee shops, things like that right downtown. So you get really the best of both worlds. I love to mention that we have the New York Yankees AAA affiliate, the Rail Riders. They play about 20 minutes from campus at Montage Mountain, which is a ski resort. And then the Pittsburgh Penguins farm team, their AAA team, plays about 10 minutes from campus. So those are just some really cool things that we like to mention to our students about things to do in the area of Wilkes-Barre. All right, so on to the admissions process. 2 ways to apply. You can apply wilkes.edu/apply or on the Common App. We don't prefer one over the other, so I don't care which you choose. We have waived the fee for fall of 22. If I do have any juniors or below on this, the fee waiver, if we do to put that back, is just the word admissions. So keep that in mind, but for any seniors who are applying for the fall of 22, we have waived the fee. We are test optional for fall of 22. So all I need is an official completed application. and your official transcript sent directly from guidance. If you have letters of recommendation and an essay, you can submit them, but they are just supplemental material. 2 programs require additional application materials. That would be our performing arts, so musical theater, theater arts, and theater design and tech. And then our pharmacy guaranteed seat program. We need 3 professional letters of recommendation, a pharmacy specific essay, and then also if you are invited, you would qualify for a guaranteed seat in which you would have an interview with the pharmacy professor. We give up to $25,000 in merit scholarship based off of your GPA. So because we're test optional, we go completely based off of your GPA. So we give anywhere between 13 and 25,000. So 100% of students receive some form of merit scholarship. We also award a $2,000 out-of-state award for students in New Jersey, just because we love the state of New Jersey. So you could receive up to 27,000. We also give need-based aid because we are a private university. It is very, between our scholarships and our merit scholarships and our need-based aid, we are very comparable to staying in state private public schools. So don't let, the sticker price of any institution or our institution, dissuade you. You're guaranteed housing all 4 years at Wilkes. One of the cool things I like to mention is we do have mansion style living for our students. So these are mansions that used to be owned by coal miners who lived in the area. And over the years, we've accumulated them, and they are now mansions that our students live in. And we've have fireplaces, stained glass windows, chandeliers, crown molding. They're just really unique. So that's, when else can you say that you've lived in a mansion, right? So that's pretty cool and pretty unique. We also have suite style dorms, 2 rooms joined by a Jack and Jill bathroom, and then traditional style. For our upperclassmen, we have apartment styles. We have a 14-story, which is called University Towers, and that is your own living room, kitchen, bathroom, bedrooms, and then every apartment has a balcony that either overlooks the campus and the river or the city. So it's really, really nice. We have over 80 clubs and organizations on campus, academic-based, sports, faith, culture, diversity, leadership, civic engagement. Wilkes Adventure Education is one of our most popular clubs. And that's all like outdoor adventure type things. So that one's really, really popular. It's so important for us, for our students, to not only be involved in clubs and not only involved in their major and maybe their sports, because we do have, which I'll talk about in a second, 23 Division III teams. We actually dedicate time. Tuesdays and Thursdays between 11 and 1 are club hours, and that's specifically designed for our students. Again, just a quick list, 23 Division III teams. Thanks, Zach. And I'm just going to talk now quickly about our visits every day, Monday through Friday, 10, 12, 1, and 2. And we have an in-person open house. There's my timer coming up on Saturday, November 13th. I'll throw my contact information in the chat. And thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, Maureen, for sharing that information about Wilkes University. Next up, we will go to Immaculata University. So Ashley, go ahead and grab screen share. Fun fact, it's just a 1 hour and 51-minute drive from Wilkes University to Immaculata University. We're still sticking around the Keystone State. And Ashley, go ahead and take it away.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. My name is Ashley. I'm an assistant director at Immaculata University. Super excited to be speaking with you guys today. Just a little bit about Immaculata. We were founded in 1920 by the Sister Servants of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. We are a Catholic school, but you don't need to be Catholic to attend, and we're located in the Malvern area. So if anyone's ever been to King of Prussia, we're about 15-20 minutes away from there. We just celebrated over 100 years of history. So we've seen a lot of growth and development ever since the college was founded. We became a university in 2002, and we became co-ed in 2005. Just some more fast facts about the university. In 2018, our 2018 graduates completed some type of internship, clinical experience, field rotation, So it's very important that our students are learning both inside the classroom and outside of the classroom. So our graduates that year, 93% of them did complete some type of field experience. And this is so that they're getting those real life experiences, they're building up their resumes and starting to form connections with future employers. So we do offer internships and field experiences in all of our majors, and some of them are even required in the core curriculum. So for some students, they'll complete it and it'll count as some of their core classes. The next fact that I want to talk about is our student to faculty ratio, which is 10-1. So average class size at Immaculata is about 15 students. Classes on the larger side would be no more than 30 students. So you do get those close personalized connections with your professors. They'll get to know you really well. They'll know where you sit. They'll know your name. They can tailor the class to your learning style, and they really do become mentors and a good support system for our students. And those two facts kind of lead into the last fact on this slide, which is that 94% of our class of 2020 graduates either secured a job or were enrolled in full-time graduate school within 9 months of graduation. So all the ways you can get involved on campus, which you'll see in a little bit, those small class sizes, those personal connections that you get with our staff members, as well as all the hands-on experience you get, really lead to making our students more marketable and that high percentage. So we are a liberal arts school, so this is a list of all the majors that we have to offer. There's definitely a ton to choose from. Students are also welcome to double major if that's something they were interested in. You can definitely take on minors as well if there's more than one subject that you're interested in. If anyone's interested in learning more about these, definitely feel free to reach out to us or take a look on our website. But some of these are bolded because for a number of reasons. They're either our most popular major on campus. Some of them are a little bit more unique to us. So for example, music therapy, you might not see being offered at every school you're looking at. And also some are bolded because they're new majors that we just started offering. So emergency planning and management, supply chain management, our 3+2 athletic training program are all examples of programs that we've just been developing over the past few years. So we're always constantly looking for new ways for our students to have opportunities to study different areas. And then we also have a ton of graduate pathways as well. So we have a bunch of partnerships that allow students to earn advanced degrees as well beyond their bachelor's, and they all come with different benefits like cutting down on the amount of time you'll be in school, helping cut down on costs. Some are direct entry pathways, some are offer scholarships for their grad school. So definitely a lot of great learning opportunities. This slide just gives you a little bit more of an example of where we're located in Malvern. It also shows you some of the internships that our students have completed over the past year, as well as where our students are currently employed as well. So we are in a really great area that is around a lot of businesses, a lot of schools, a lot of healthcare areas. So we do have a lot of options for our students to complete these internships at. And these are just some ways to get involved at Immaculata. There are a ton of ways through Greek life, leadership opportunities, community service opportunities. We have over 40 clubs and organizations that you can choose to join. We also have a bunch of athletics as well. So we are a part of the Atlantic East Conference. We compete in the Atlantic. We have 22 Division III teams that you can choose to compete in. You can see them all listed on your screen. And then we just started offering esports as well as a new opportunity for students to get involved in. And we're continuing to have a lot of growth on campus. We've been doing a lot of developments to our university. We're currently building our new Parsons Science Pavilion, which is going to be finished this summer. It's going to have all new labs in it, as well as a research area for students to use. And we bought a brand new anatomage table so that any student who is taking an anatomy and physiology class can do virtual reality dissections of the human body. So just another way to increase our students' hands-on learning. So now I just briefly want to go over the admissions process. We are rolling admissions, so there's no specific application deadlines. It is free to apply. We are a part of the Common App, and we also have our own personal application as well. Doesn't matter which way you choose to apply. Once you submit your application, I'll need your official high school transcript, at least one letter of recommendation, and a personal essay on any topic of your choice. For all fall 2022 applicants, we are test optional for all majors across the board this year, so that is optional. You want to submit those. For anyone applying past fall 2022, usually the only two majors we require test scores for would be nursing or allied health. Just a couple different requirements for our nursing program as well. Instead of one letter of recommendation, we require two, and we specifically need a nursing essay on why you want to pursue a career in nursing. Once we receive all your documents, we'll get back to you within 3 to 4 weeks with an admissions decision. And just to quickly go over some financial aid opportunities, because I do know that finances are a huge part in your decision. We are committed to making our tuition as affordable as possible for students. Our cost is $26,900 for the year. That's the same for out-of-state students as well. And we do guarantee merit scholarships for all students, and that can range anywhere from $5,000 a year to $14,500 a year. So that will be awarded when we're reviewing your application, and you'll find that out right away. And that's all I have for you guys. If anyone has any additional questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, and make sure to check out our website for additional visit opportunities.
Great. Thank you so much, Ashley, for sharing this information about Immaculata. We appreciate it. Now we're going to hop on our bikes, and we're going to bike for 85 hours through the state of Pennsylvania, through Ohio, through Indiana, through Illinois. We're going to end in Madison, Wisconsin. And now we're going to hear from the University of Wisconsin, Madison. Mark, go ahead and take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Zach. A pleasure to be with you all here tonight. My name is Mark Swenson. I am the Alumni Relations and National Recruitment Manager here at UW-Madison. Coming to you, yes, directly from Madison today. So to jump right on in, UW-Madison, we are the public flagship institution here in the state of Wisconsin. So we are a large institution. We have over 30,000 undergraduate students, and we hope that that size is not going to scare anyone away, because really with that level of size is really going to come access to students to so much opportunity to really create in the end what's going to be an incredibly unique experience to them and truly no one else. And the diversity of our community is, I think, really one of the big strengths that we have. I'm a two-time alumnus of the university, and coming from a small community into a place like UW-Madison was a transition, but many of the relationships I was able to build have definitely lasted with me to this day. New Jersey also, fun fact, is the #6 sender of enrolling students to us in this past year. So we have a strong presence coming from the East Coast to UW-Madison. Moving on to talk just a little bit about I think the place in which we're situated, which is really one of the best pieces about the experience here, is Madison itself. So we are the capital of the state of Wisconsin. So a political, an economic, a cultural hub within our state. Very scenic places. You can see by the photo here, we are located on the Isthmus. Our campus is located in the background of this photo, butting right up along Lake Mendota, about 6 blocks from our state capitol building. So again, if you want to have your voice heard in this political scene, you very much can. Our campus occupies about 900 acres, blended into downtown Madison. So you really do get a little bit of that best of both worlds, including having access to things that we have downtown, fantastic food scene, great performing venues, but also have the opportunity to get outdoors and enjoy everything that we have to do beyond that in the city. Madison has been rated as being one of the top college sports towns in the country, so a lot of outlet for you to share that school spirit if that's something that you are interested in. And there are direct flights to and from both Newark, LaGuardia, as well as Philadelphia Airport into Dane County Regional. Beyond that, a big piece of our identity is this thing called the Wisconsin Idea. It's our guiding principle, and it's this belief that the knowledge and learning that you're acquiring in the classroom at Wisconsin should not be bound to the 4 walls of that room. And it really is a challenge to take that and in some way better the lives of people in your community, in your state, and across the globe. So it is a huge connection point, I think, for our student body. Really want to make sure that they're doing something with their degree and the things that they're doing outside of the classroom. And it really has led UW-Madison to be a world-class institution, the #1 sender of alumni into the Peace Corps, for one. Another unique statistic that we are, believe it or not, the #1 sender of students into semester-long study abroad in the country. So really want to see our student body really digging into that experience that they have with us. When it comes to academics, variety is the name of the game. We have 126 academic majors that span across 8 schools and colleges. Double majoring students wanting to blend multiple disciplines is an incredibly common practice here at Wisconsin. You will see we admit students on behalf of our 8 schools and colleges, with the only direct entry programs that we have being our School of Business, our College of Engineering, as well as our music and dance programs. Our certificate programs are essentially our equivalent to a minor. They take a very interdisciplinary approach, so we choose to call them something different. Computer science just moved in, being as the #1 most popular major on our campus, followed closely by political science, as well as our economics program, psychology, biology, as well as our business and finance programs as well. Forgive me, my PowerPoint's being a little bit slow here. I do want to talk just briefly about our review process. We truly do leverage a holistic review despite the size of our applicant pool, meaning that we are going to look at every single element of that application and making that final determination on your admission. First and foremost, we are, however, looking at academic excellence, but we're going far beyond your GPA to, again, understand who you are as an academic. But on top of that, we want to learn about all these great things that you're doing outside of the classroom. And this is where we're going to be leveraging all of these different aspects of the application, including those essays. We ask that you submit 2, one of which being UW-Madison specific essay prompt. When it comes to that course and grade work, you're going to be able to self-report that within the common application. Beyond that, you will need to submit a $60 fee or fee waiver should you qualify for one. And again, we're going to go far beyond that GPA to dig really deep into that transcript, understand that school context to evaluate you. Again, never comparing you to students that are attending other school districts or anything like that, looking at you as an individual in the context in which you're educated. On top of that, we do require one letter of recommendation to come from an academic source. You can submit supplementary letters of recommendation if you would like, but it is not expected. And when it comes to test scores, we are truly test optional, and you will not be, it was not detrimental to you whatsoever if you choose not to submit a test score. Last year, we received 53,000 applications. 48% of those students chose not to submit a score to us. So it is absolutely okay for, again, you to not submit a score. But if you have one and you feel it's reflective of your academic ability, please go ahead and send it to us. We do have two application periods. We do not release decisions on a rolling basis. So if you apply in early action, we will be getting a decision back to you no later than the end of January. So please be patient with us as we work through our holistic review process. But on top of that, we still do admit competitive students in regular decision. Some inherent benefits that come with applying EA are obviously being able to hear back sooner, advanced time to be thinking about things like housing as well as the scholarships process. I will briefly highlight our scholarships process because it is separate of that applying to the university. Many of our scholarships become available on November 1st. So you can start applying for scholarships, those in which you are eligible for, before you have your admissions decision. Strongly encourage you to do so. On top of that, do just want to share, again, our contact information, ways in which you can learn a little bit more. I will share my particular information in the chat, as I am the admissions representative for the state of New Jersey and have been for the last 5 years. So again, this Go link will be a great opportunity to learn a little bit more, get that specific information and those interests that you may have in a UW-Madison education. So with that, I will go ahead and wrap it up, and I will drop, again, some helpful information in the chat. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Mark, for sharing that information about the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Now it is a quick 3-hour and 15-minute flight from Madison, Wisconsin to Toledo, Ohio, which is the home of the University of Toledo. Scott, go ahead and take it away and teach us everything we need to know about the University of Toledo.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Zach. My name is Scott Jackson. I'm the Regional Enrollment Manager for the University of Toledo. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your evening to meet with all of us. So just jumping right into it, maybe make sure I don't go over my 6 minutes there. Starting with academics and our student population. At the University of Toledo, we are home to around 20,000 total students, 16,000 of which come to us as undergraduates. So the vast majority of our students are the undergraduate population. Our students represent 42 different states and 84 different countries around the world. So we give our students a well-rounded educational experience by learning from those that are different than them in just about every facet of life, whether it's where they grew up, how they grew up, the traditions they have, the beliefs they hold. And it just, like I said, gives those students a really well-rounded educational experience. The city of Toledo is the 4th largest city in the state of Ohio, and many students always wonder if majority of our students come from Toledo itself, but around 83% of our students actually come from outside Toledo and Lucas County, where we're located. We actually have about 1/3 of our students come to us as first in family or first generation college students. So we have a lot of great resources for students to help make that transition to college for the first time. But those transition resources are open to any student. So I always welcome students that are just asking questions and want to know where to get started. Definitely checking the resources that are available to them. Moving on to the academic majors that we offer, the University of Toledo offers just over 120 undergraduate majors. We have focuses really all across the board. We have an academic college for our arts and letters, which is more of the humanities and social sciences. We have one for business, education, engineering. We have a pharmacy school, math and science school, nursing school, one for our undecided students. So there's a lot of great options, and our major offerings really do span what we feel is the full gambit of educational opportunities. On top of that, we have a number of professional pathways as well. The University of Toledo is home to our own medical school. We are home to a law school, a pharmacy school, and we have pathways for pre-dental students as well. So students that are looking to pursue those additional opportunities have a home at the University of Toledo, or just know that the programs they're taking to prepare them for those programs are really set and designed to help them get into any of those graduate level courses or graduate level programs all across the country. So definitely take advantage of that if you pursue a degree at the University of Toledo. We are really focused in providing our students an opportunity to learn inside and outside of the classroom, because we do feel that while the student's going to learn a ton in the classroom, they're going to be able to learn more by using those skills outside of the classroom. So we are very focused on undergraduate research, internships, co-op experiences through our College of Engineering. So we have a lot of opportunities for our students as well. Undergraduate research, we have an office on campus to help students find those experiences, whether it's working in one of our medical labs, maybe it's assisting a professor with a paper that they're putting together, anything like that to help the students get more involved and help them build the skills that they need to eventually become researchers in the field that they're looking to go into. So we have our own office of undergraduate research that reaches out to the students, specifically in the fields that offer a lot of those research opportunities, but just know that there are a ton of internships and co-op experiences. So if a student's going into a field where research isn't really the focus, maybe it's more of the internship and job experience that they're looking for. We have that as well through our, excuse me, Office of Career Development. So our Office of Career Development assists students in finding internships and finding those experiences to help them get a leg up during their degree for that work experience that they might be looking for. Toledo itself is in a pretty unique spot. Where we're located is a great little section of the Midwest with a ton of larger cities within half a day's drive, if that. So I'm actually our recruiter for Cleveland, and I live in Cleveland. I'm only about 2 hours from campus. Detroit's only about 45 minutes away. Chicago's about 3.5 hours away. And then Columbus and Cincinnati are south of us as well. So there's a lot of larger cities nearby Toledo where students can get some unique internship experiences without having to go too far away. So a ton of great opportunities. The list of companies on the screen here are companies that we work with on a very regular basis. They're either stationed in Toledo or they're really close, like in the case of GM and Ford, who are located in Detroit, which is only about 45 minutes away. We have a lot of great resources and facilities as well for students to use. Just in this picture alone, we have our updated College of Business with the glass front there. So we have a ton of new labs in there. And then we also have the Ritter Planetarium, which is in the forefront of the picture. It's a full-scale telescope that students in our astronomy and astrophysics program get access to and can do research right from the Ritter Planetarium. But on top of that, we have things like our simulation center, which is a full simulated hospital and virtual reality lab for our health sciences students. So whether students are going into nursing, pre-med, pharmacy, things like that, they get access to the sim center from our UT Medical Center. So they get an opportunity to see how things like medication and surgeries impact a patient without actually having to perform a surgery on a patient to find out how it works. So it does give them an opportunity to have some hands-on while also being hands-off educational experience, if that makes sense. But it does provide students with a really great opportunity. On top of that, we have a ton of lab spaces. You can see a student using the Ritter Planetarium telescope right there. So we have a lot of great labs and places for students to use the equipment and learn from it hands-on, and give them a great opportunity to bring that experience to their first job as well. Performing in visual arts, so great opportunities there. I'm running close on time. I talk way too much. We have a ton of great organizations for students to take part in, over 450. 6 minutes goes by really quick. Application, we are test optional, similar to the other institutions you've heard about. That includes our scholarships as well. We have additional scholarships you can apply for right from our website once you're admitted. And there's our contact information. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and we'd be happy to help.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Scott, for sharing that information about the University of Toledo. And finally, in our college tour, if you recall, we drove through Pennsylvania, we biked all the way to Wisconsin, we flew to Toledo, and now we're going to actually walk from Toledo all the way down to Knoxville, Tennessee. This is a 153-hour walk that we're about to make, but we'll get there and we'll hear about it. And Cheryl, teach us everything we need to know about the University of Tennessee. Go ahead and take it away.
All right, welcome everyone. My name is Cheryl. I'm going to be your admissions counselor at UT. So a little bit about us is our location. So we are located in the middle of downtown Knoxville in the eastern part of the state. Like I said, we're located right into the middle of the city. So that's kind of like your playground. But then we also have the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which is about 30 minutes away. So that's definitely your backyard. Getting down there is incredibly easy. I always fly out of Newark, New Jersey using Allegiant Air. It's a direct flight, an hour and 15-minute fly time, and you're about 20 minutes from the airport directly onto campus. A little bit about us. So we are a D1 SEC institution. And even with us having 23,000 undergraduate students, our class sizes are still really small at about a 17-to-1 student faculty ratio. We also have over 360 undergrad programs that range from agriculture, nursing, engineering, business, all the way down to pharmacy and veterinary sciences. We offer 89% of our students financial aid and scholarships to come to UT, and our return on investment is at 84% of our graduates reporting that they are employed within 6 months or within graduate school. A little bit with the Tennessee experience, like the other institutions you've heard from, we have student success. We want to make sure that you're going to be getting a job after you left us. And so we have tutoring available, mock interviews available for you. Living on campus is also very crucial. So we have 14 residence halls with different types of housing styles and LLCs, so that way you can live in a residence hall amongst people who are in nursing or engineering or in the LGBTQ community. We also have over 600 clubs and organizations that you can choose from: intramurals, Greek life, and club sports. And we offer study abroad with over 50 countries. And you can choose to go abroad for 2 weeks up to a full academic year. A little bit about our application. You can see here we have our required items. We do participate in the SAR. We have an application fee and a required essay. And if you're applying test optional, you have an additional test optional essay. One thing to note is that you can apply test optional and submit scores later on, or you can completely just apply test optional and go through the whole process as a test optional applicant. So here is our first tier scholarships. This starts at a 3.6 core weighted GPA. And you can see here it begins at a 3.6 and 1160 SAT or 24 ACT. And that goes with a $4,000 scholarship. Our scholarships go from $4,000 to $18,000. So you can see our second tier scholarships on our website. And if you are applying test optional, we also have the Beacon Scholarship. That one you need to have a 3.8 core weighted GPA to be eligible for. And then we will look at your application holistically to see if you're going to be awarded that scholarship. So even if you're applying test optional, you still have the opportunity to get scholarship money to come to UT. So to experience Rocky Top, we are open for campus tours. And we also have a bunch of things for you to do while you're on campus. So once you register for your campus tour, you can also register to meet with someone within your intended major. You can also schedule to meet with a current student. But if you're like, okay, it's too far, I can't visit until I know I'm admitted, that's completely okay. You're doing the first step by sitting in on this event today, which yay for you. But we also have virtual tour options available, and it shows every aspect of campus that you are going to be looking for. We also have YouTube videos on YouTube, of course, that show various parts on campus, like the dining halls, the residence halls, our outdoor recreation center, our fitness center. But then if you also want to talk to a current student, you can go on our website and go to our Unibuddies webpage, where you're able to actually filter out the kind of student that you're wanting to talk to. So you can say, okay, I want to talk to a student from New Jersey, and I want to talk to a student who is in the pre-med program, and be able to talk to that specific student about the student experience and about their time there. And you can do that going on our visit.utk.edu website. And then lastly, like I said, my name is Cheryl. I'm going to be your admissions counselor, and I have all the Northeast, and my contact information is in front of you at cheryl@utk.edu. That's also my number. And so if you need to call or text, you can definitely reach out to me that way. But I'm so excited to be able to work with you guys during your junior or senior year, and let me know what you need. Go Vols.
Thank you, Cheryl, for sharing that information about the University of Tennessee. And that concludes our college tour of these 5 amazing institutions, but we do have a few minutes left. So I'm going to encourage all of my colleagues to turn on their cameras, and we're going to do what I call a round robin. We're going to go in the same order that they presented in, and we're going to give each college a little bit of an opportunity to talk about one more thing that they'd like you to know in either sitting here live or watching this recording. So Wilkes University, we'll start with you. Maureen, what is one thing that you want students to remember about your school?
So thanks, Zach. The first thing that popped into my mind, because we've had some cool things happen, but is when you walk down our greenway, there's a banner that says open to all students who show potential. And that's just something that I want everybody to know about Wilkes, because it's my belief that there's, certain students who are going to be successful no matter what school, big, small, public, private, like it doesn't matter. They're just going to be successful. But there are students like myself, and I use myself in this equation because I was one of those students that was successful and got to do a lot of really cool things, but it was because of being known and pushed and encouraged by my professors at Wilkes. And so I would have been okay. I would have graduated. I would have done what I needed to do, but I wouldn't have had the experiences, I don't think, if it wasn't for the nurturing community, that I had at Wilkes, and that we still have 11 years later, because I'm getting old, but it's still there. So that's something that I want everybody to remember.
Awesome. Thank you, Maureen, for sharing that. Ashley, how about you? One thing you'd like students to remember about Immaculata University?
Yeah, I would say all of the amounts of student support that we have for our students. Being on the smaller side, we have a very community feel. All the staff will get to know you really well and support you in any way that they can. We have free tutoring for all students. We have people who will work with you on time management, on studying skills. If you feel like you need to brush up on those, professors will meet with you outside of class. You'll see them at your games supporting you, at club events supporting you. So there's a ton of ways they'll help you with finding internships. They'll help you with finding jobs on campus, finding jobs after college. So you have a ton of support helping you all throughout your journey.
It's wonderful. Great. Thank you for sharing. How about you, Mark? One thing you'd like students to remember about University of Wisconsin-Madison?
Yeah, in a similar vein as my colleagues here, I will go with, I think our faculty are incredibly engaged in your learning at Wisconsin. And I think that you might get the impression that, particularly at a large institution, that faculty may be inaccessible. They may be only focused on things like research. But from my own personal experience and being an alumnus here of the university, the biggest thing that made me feel that I could be successful and could thrive at UW was how open and available our faculty were. And that there are office hours set aside specifically for students, and our faculty want to make sure that they're engaging with you. And I think that it can be perhaps a little bit intimidating for students to kind of approach these people that are doing groundbreaking research, that are writing books, writing publications, but they want to be there for you. And I found myself having a lot of the conversations that that started off with a question about what was happening in the class, divert down the road of what's your favorite restaurant in Madison, or how are your kids doing, and being able to make a personal connection like that is something that I truly didn't anticipate, but know that that's definitely something not shared just by myself, and that our students really have a great support system in the classroom with our world-class faculty.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Mark. Thank you. Scott, how about you? What do you want students to remember specifically about the University of Toledo?
Yeah, for me, it's the unique educational experiences that U Toledo has to provide for our students. It's not every day that school can provide students with so many awesome professional pathways right from campus, but just open up the world to them to look at other institutions and give them the experience to go into those professional opportunities, or find those awesome internships, or find a career that they never thought was possible through student organizations, or maybe a minor or a class they took during their or their degree program, I should say. So I think it's just an overall unique experience at the University of Toledo. I really feel that we bring the best of the large school atmosphere and that small school feel to Toledo, Ohio. So we have a lot of great resources and opportunities for students to feel welcomed and always stay on track and make sure they have the support they need to be successful, no matter the class or the degree that they pursue. So yeah, I mean, I think it's just for UT, it's just, I guess there's two UTs here, U Toledo, there we go. Just a unique experience in Northwest Ohio. If you haven't never heard of us, if you find yourself driving through Northwest Ohio or in Ohio, come visit us because you might like what you see.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Scott. And finally, Cheryl, what's one thing you want students to leave remembering about University of Tennessee, the other UT?
Yeah, yes, the other UT. The thing I think you guys should know about UT is definitely our campus culture. Southern hospitality is such a real thing, and something I didn't really know what that meant until I got down there. Whether you know a bunch of people going down there, or you know absolutely no one, the people down there actually really want to get to know you and genuinely ask you questions about yourself. And so it gives you that sense of belonging, especially being on a big campus. That's something that you need in order to make yourself feel like you're part of this campus community. And they do it so well, not just within the class sizes, but just going into the dining hall and seeing, you know, hundreds of students in there. I know when I went to sit down, my biggest fear was like, no one's gonna want to sit with me. And like so many people were just like, are you here by yourself? Like, do you want to sit with us? And like just making those easy, fast friends definitely made me feel like I belonged, made me feel like this is somewhere I can call home for the next 4 years. And so I think if you can, absolutely visit all of these colleges or universities to see if it gives you that feeling of belonging. But I think personally, I'm very biased that UT does that very, very well.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for sharing that information about UT. And my colleagues, thank you all for sharing everything that you shared about your institution. I've learned something. I hope the students and families watching this have also learned something as well. As you close this window, a very quick 5-question survey will appear. We do ask for your feedback on the 6x6 session. We encourage you to sign up for more sessions. The last hour is starting in about 19 minutes. So go ahead and sign up for a session that's occurring just to learn about some more institutions. And finally, the recording of this session and all the sessions are available at strivescan.com/New Jersey. Special thanks to my awesome colleges for this great information today. And students and families, thanks for tuning in for this New Jersey College Fair. And we will see you all very soon. Be well. Thanks, everyone.